this is a challenge for Wisła. They are coming up against the Juggernaut. They've got to try and topple them. Let's see what they can do. So we are into the pistol round utility picked up for Wisła. Quite a bit of it as well, and it looks like they're headed up alt mid initially. Yeah, from the apartments. Config, though, gets a little bit more than he was ready to handle. His head ripped from his shoulder, and now they're taking top mid. Poison, big threat on. He's using the killer to dance around, but he needs to find the kills, and he's being peppered down with clock bullets. He will stand strong for one before the trade comes through. Now they've got control of A. That bomb will make its way to site shortly. Got to avoid getting caught from mid, and here is the flank, but it's a little bit too late. With nothing in front, the flank is a bit less than fully effective. And Katowice is going to have to attempt this retake with not a lot to work with.
Yeah, a little separated there as they were moving up mid. I was hoping they'd be able to trade out at least that player on towards long to give an open and forward, but no, not for now. It is instead Wisła being given a pretty good chance to set up around the bomb site of course. Initially, contact taken from the pit. Edgar needs to be careful, doesn't want to go down, but so far just tapping away. He had already dropped Rush, and yeah, with a little bit of a distraction there, he allows for Goofy to step up and finish off that final player coming out of the apartments. So yeah, great work from Wisła. Good entries up towards A. I think they may have even purposely left that gap in the short smoke, because you could see two of the players instantly went to try and exploit it. And it seemed like a way to try and pull that player in on their quads to try and peek towards mid, because then, well, if someone jumps through the smoke even, he has a very tough time even getting away, let alone sticking around and continuing the fight. Whoever it was, I can't remember the exact person, but they did do a pretty decent job of getting that one kill, but even then, considering it being the 3-man B stack, it just wasn't enough. We're seeing a 4-man B stack actually at the beginning of this round, mostly to toss those nades down. As soon as they do, they're actually going to rotate back around and go towards a little bit of a normal setup, nothing too crazy anymore in play. Maybe they could stack up around the long corner or something along those lines. They do still have a decent amount of nades overall, especially with those smokes. So we know that it can become pretty dangerous if they're effective at running down the time then and saving those smokes until things start to get a bit dodgy for Wisła. But Wisła themselves are playing pretty passive overall, apart from that early banana control.
I think one aspect of this, and we're seeing the HEs come out, that's a nice one. I'm on Jedka. One of the ideas was they wanted the 4 players over so that 2 of them could throw the HEs, and the 2 players who actually anchored on B could hold on to their utility until a bit later. Still, we don't see too much impact from those nades. It's just Jedka who has to deal with them, who really gets caught. Hades tickled just a wee bit, but that's not really going to matter. Smoke's getting thrown over on towards site. Does that bait in more presence? There are 3 players here. They're not committed to it just yet. This fight up towards Arch could be a bit dangerous if they try and split onto B, and it does seem like that's going to be the answer. Poison connects with the scout. They might be thinking better of it. What they wanted to attempt to do is split on through, but that's what Complexity is set up to defend. And now if they just fight through Banana, that's going to get no easier. There is a path through the lane, wide open and ripe for the taking. But has Wisła figured it out? They're adjusting back. Only 18 seconds here, Dean. Time is getting very short indeed. Well timed from Rush, but he can't quite connect. Damage done, but no kill. That leads him to Poison. He just needs to buy 5 seconds here. There's the connection. Oh. He's got the shot. He's got the bomb. They can't chase in. They've lost the round, Dean. They cannot get this plant. Wisła have not left themselves enough time. It took too long to identify the positioning, and they'll just have to save the gun.
Oh, that was rough. I mean, only positive I found there was Ponchek got an extra 300 for getting the bomb down after time. Maybe that'll give them a little bit more in terms of the nades if they are going to buy back into this, which, yeah, I'd expect. They're on the double eco now themselves, obviously. Complexity coming out with the force buy, winning on time with that fantastic headshot from the back of the bomb site. That's such an awkward spot to be stuck in with any weapon, let alone a scout. So great work to be able to actually take that frag and confirm the round win. But yeah, Wisła. 1 AK in play, a Mac 10, and a few Deagles, and really not many nades either for them to be working with, so they are going to be looking to probe around with that AK. And well, Poison, he was boosted up around quad and just not expected by Edgar. Caught off guard, at least the AK can be traded out towards Goofy, but yeah, not a great start considering they already have a limited number of weaponry, let alone no players. Hang on though, Goofy, the newest addition to Wisła, showing us why they've gone ahead and added him. That's one thing they were talking about even in the clip before. They said they wanted to get that player as quick as possible, so they had to speed up the addition so they could get the practice in. And yeah, well, Goofy proven himself. Hang on though, because Config is fighting right back in. They wanted to smoke off the pit and just try and forget about him for a moment to get that bomb down and set up for the after plan. But they end up losing a couple of players, and now things are getting pretty dire.
That movement was nuts, but it's still Goofy. Goofy adds his third, deals with Config finally. You're right, he made it risky. This is still retrievable. Wisła, now less so. JKS comes in, the newest addition to the squad, starting to show his form with the team as well, and the defuse will be there. Complexity will take a second round. Now, it's interesting. I'm seeing a couple reads here for Complexity. It looks like they've got a pretty good feel for the way that Wisła want to play. Not in this round so much. This one was a bit more straightforward, but in the previous, in the force buy, they played hard to counter out that B split and wound up being exactly the answer before they adjusted into the A hit. Goofy. Love that impact. 3 kills. Unfortunately, they were all their kills. You need 2 players to chime in at once. Still, it's a good showing for the young player, for the new addition to the squad. Nerve's not there. He's in form. Let's see what they can do. They've got the hero AK in Goofy's hands. Everyone else going to be saving. Don't necessarily love this setup. You got some pistol armor behind Glocks. Sort of an odd investment. We're going to get aggression down Banana, and it's going to work beautifully. Blamef's already worked his way into the log pile. They've got full control here. There's nothing that Wisła can do, and that gives so much information over to the other side of the map about where they might be coming from. Blamef just holding. Expecting to be checked here at some point. Frequently, you'll see this player play block, and then the car player hold, but no, Blamef going to get it done himself. Gets peeked on. Straight through the skull, but the trade is there. They can't quite get his gun just yet. Very much like that rifle to play with. But they'll have to sit on their hands for a moment and deal with what they've got.
Yeah, it's risky though, because obviously if JKS ends up going down at the moment, being that sole B player, then suddenly things get way scarier with a potential even B plant coming in. But obviously he doesn't want to be leaving that weapon either and just giving it away. So they are trying to see what can be done. A little bit of a push actually up Banana there from Sparrow as he moves in to take some control. And they actually still have some time, just under 40 seconds. So with a player up close on mid, with the CTs around A also playing pretty passive and lacking that info on mid itself, this could still get kind of dangerous. They have just resorted now to going for a pretty standard 2-2 split. Nicely timed there on that molly though. That's gonna, yeah, that's gonna make things so awkward. They just have to drop the smoke in towards the spawn. Smoke comes in return there, I believe that was. And well, I was about to point out they had a fantastic crossfire if needed, but no. You see the player in the back of the bomb site sets up like, cool, I'm ready once they come in, and Poison's like, nah man, don't worry, I'm gonna stop them from even getting past the initial choke point. 3-1, Complexity. 3 rounds in a row, that is. Off the back of course, losing the pistol, winning the force fight. But this is where the action really picks up now. We have that first gun round for Wisła. They have the up on Hades. Obviously, Goofy's lacking a bit because he did go for the hero AK in the previous round. It's a bit unfortunate, but they were able to keep some damage at least on with that. They had that 1 kill, obviously. So, yeah, we'll see what can be done now. Hades on the up, and he's not up against an opposing upper as of yet.
It's nice of Poison to just illustrate so quickly for us exactly what this team was missing when he was on his lead. So good. So good. Sparrow's taking a little bit of ground here, and he's going to be able to advance up Banana, and they're actually giving him the space as well. They're going to fall off, play more towards the site. This is good. I'm going to say that, though. Blamef's going to come right back. Never mind. He gives you an inch, and he takes it right back. Can he get away? No. Will burn. Alive. Well done for Goofy, and the second is there as well as Jetka chases it down. Now they've got the site wide open. That's a bomb plant as well, and a 4-on-3 in the post here, Dean. This is a disaster for Complexity. Went aggressive, and Wisła capitalized.
Yeah, I'm surprised Poison and Config are moving in this direction. At this point, you'd think the save is pretty much confirmed. They probably give the MP9 and the FAMAS over to allow for the full buy to come back in this following round, and yeah, then things should at least be pretty decent. Well, the 1400 only comes in, so unfortunately none of the players are going to have enough to drop the op config even a little bit short. So yeah, they'll be stuck on the rifles, but yeah, great entries. Good work from Wisła being able to catch especially that second kill over on Banana. Obviously, just escaping was a little bit awkward once the molly went down, but I was kind of surprised that the second player stuck around and taking that fight through the molly, because it can be pretty difficult to see what's going on the other side as well. He's there spamming away himself at first, the tracers then just being pinpointed, and fire being returned by Goofy. I believe it was Goofy, wasn't it?
It was Jedka who actually got the kill.
Oh, yeah.
At the top.
My bad.
Goofy came in.
He
with
was
the,
actually
with
the top
molly
performer
kill.
yesterday for them as well, I believe. Up against VP.
Keep coming in. It was that big impact kill. He's at the 4-2-2 line to start. It's a nice start for Wisła. I mean, it's just being competitive through these first few rounds despite losing the force buy. get kind of interesting here. A lot of utility dropping down. There's 3 players initially for this banana fight, and it's clear that both teams want to emphasize control of banana. Key point in this game. Nade sailing back over. A little bit of damage. Somehow Complexity have wound up worse for the wear, despite the number of nades that came the other direction. As I say that, Shapiro catches more. Well, they're going to back out towards the site. Now there's 2 players here. Drop banana, clearing car. Eating a nade on Goofy over on the other side of the map. But that's not really the object of their affection. They're holding a default for now. But once they have this top banana control, I would expect to see this fall into a B hit. No, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, we're still over a minute remaining. You can leave a player or 2 around banana, go back in and get the brackets control as they are right now, and just restrict all of the info basically for your opponents and ensure when you get going that, well, your opponents are going to have very little idea about where you were just before that execute commences. And it especially keeps rotations in place. You can see even just because they've been pressuring around long and because Complexity don't have any info on brackets itself, they even have to leave a player back around the arch. So there is potential for these players over towards A, especially to be isolated as the push comes in if they try and wrap around on A, especially. And yeah, they are beginning to leave banana. They're going to send the bomb back over towards A, and at this point, there is very few nades. There's just 4 flashes across the board for Complexity, so they're going to have a tough time holding this off unless they hit their shots. And here we go, the push now coming in. Sparrow, he's creeping late around long, hoping to be able to catch that player on the long corner, but no. He himself is the one who gets surprised, apparently, by the beat back in, and Poison, he goes huge, getting himself another 3k. We had seen him hold off that B push earlier on with a triple kill, and he gives us another. Sit on 10 frags already, Mike.
Whew. Time off does a body good. I mean, that you were talking about the lack of nades for the CT side by the time the hit came in, but the same was true. The true was same. It's early here, Dean. The same was true for Wisła. I mean, it was really a similar situation. They had a smoke and a few flashes to work with. So by the time they go into that hit, they don't have time to mess about with. They know that once that initial salvo of utility goes out, they have to go. And when the first run of flashes miss, Complexity are in perfect position to just catch all of the kills. So it's a double-edged sword there. They didn't have proper map control until they took top brackets, and by that point, it's a bit too late. Still, we're going to have an investment back in. They are all in over on the T side. A lot of utility picked up. A couple of deagles there as well. This round could get interesting. The AWP is out for Poison. Time for a difference maker here. Poison, he's looking for the initial pick down banana. This is going to be risky based on how much utility we've seen, but he's going to go for the shot. Nope, full blinded. I'm out. Tries, doesn't get given the opportunity, and he will just calmly back away. No foul, a parting gift for Jed.
Yeah, a little bit of a nade into Sparrow as well, so overall some decent damage being done for Complexity. They've still got 3 players on B though, so I think they might want to actually regress perhaps and take this control back for themselves. And yeah, I believe that's BlameF getting up close. He has the assistance from Poison as they move in, and let's see whether if they want to actually try and fight any further down banana. Or if Wisła even want to be taking this challenge. I don't think so. Smoke goes down, so yeah, they can kind of just let this run out. They've still over a minute. In the meantime, they could be pressuring a bit on mid. They do have Hades pushed up there, just at least holding the angle actively and making some noise. So yeah, they are at least showing presence across the map. We'll have to see exactly how they advance once that smoke moves away on banana, because they don't have too much time with 50 seconds. You know, you want to be leaving yourself a little bit of room for if things don't go too well as that push comes in. But yeah, the nades again. This time more so for Wisła, who are severely lacking. Over on B, we can see JKS still has a molly. BlameF not going to be rocking anything, but that molly alone could be causing 5 to 10 seconds of delay and potentially some damage that makes things a lot easier for both of these weaker weapons. So let's see. The bomb actually gone back. Oh, there was a potential flank down mid. Rush was going mad with that one. They had creeped Hades over to A in the meantime as well, so that's A completely open. Wisła. They've pulled the rotations and, well, they've destroyed Complexity in this round somehow. It's a save, surely.
Surely. I mean, that one's all Hades.
Surprise Poison's here.
He does his individual effort. Well, he's going to get a kill for his efforts. He wants to just see if he can collect some bodies from library. Hope that they're not going to be able to hunt him down, do some damage, or back away. But that was all on Hades. The late lurk, as you said, just creeping out onto site, catching Rush, trying to get aggressive towards the top or towards the bottom of banana. And to be fair to Complexity, they had a read on 90% of that round. They were set up beautifully to deal with the B hit. You have Poison come back around to dump his Molotov so that JKS can keep his on site. It should have worked beautifully, if not for a cheeky Hades. As soon as he walks out, he just thwarts everything. Wisła could bail out, back away. He was plan B. And it works. It works to perfection. That's going to be a third round for the Polish squad. Keeping this close in the initial. The money will be fine for Complexity. They could even bring out the double up if they wanted to see it. JKS will likely keep the UMP, so there's a bit of limitation. And that is the double up. Is it not? No. No, ref just got thrown the off for a little bit to confuse me.
Yeah, we got that second scope. It's just the budget one, unfortunately. Well, the mid-tier one, I suppose, because the scout would be the budget one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that previous round was just fantastic. We'll have to talk about maybe in a moment again, because we're actually seeing Wisła trying to go aggressive down mid. That is ballsy. Surely they'd be aware that there is still, Complexity trying to go aggressive down mid. Surely they'd be aware that Wisła are not going to let them get away with something like that. I don't know. I did not expect it. I think it's the FAMAS as well, I believe.
No, it was the AUG.
Poison.
It was the AUG.
The AUG.
That's what I'm surprised by.
That's
the gun that has a
more questionable then. Yeah.
unlimited fire rate.
Oh, that linked on Goofy.
Nice. Smoke has to come out.
If he can waste a bit of time at least, but no, ends up falling. Oh, Rush is getting it done though. And apparently Goofy didn't even have a gun in his hand, so it comes down to a 2-on-1 now for Hades. He's the man who made the play in that previous round to give them the control of A, but this time it's a clutch that's going to be needed for him.
Coming through the smoke, though, that gives him an opportunity, but Poison's just too quick. Player dealt with, bomb defused. That round was utter chaos. I mean, the aggressive push down mid is a bold one. I thought that what they might have been doing is trying to find a little bit of space to allow the alt to go for the alt mid peak. But no, BlameF just wanted to take the fight right away, and with the player already into the dark tunnel, it just caught him off guard. He was not prepared for it. The AUG really quite difficult to bring to bear in that kind of situation. But really bailed him out with a huge 3K from the hay cart.
Hang on, did Goofy not know the pit player was dead? Did he not know they had killed Config in the smoke? Because he still seemed fully focused on that there when Rush was shooting him. Bit of miscommunication.
That might have been the focus. Might have been trying to retrieve his gun as well. I think what happened.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, if you're in the open getting shot at, that's not usually going to work out. This aggression from BlameF, man, he's like, let's go banana. That doesn't work out too well either, but at least this time there is a quick trade from JKS. And they still had 2 players here, so it wouldn't have been too big of a deal if it was that Rush coming in. Likely wouldn't have even... Well, I mean, considering BlameF's normally around mid, sorry, I was going to say even if they did get that 1 kill, I suppose they probably would have been aware there could still be 2 more. I was thinking maybe it'd catch them off guard and force them to run into the 2 players, but... Now, either way, JKS held on at 1, they rotate back around, and, well, and trust JKS would actually solo in B for now. And it does look like they're moving a few of these players back towards Banana on the Wisła side of things.
I've just noticed that JKS's knife is named Diffuse Kit. I like that. He's always got a Diffuse Kit. Can't take it away from him.
That's
smoking to go down.
Cheats.
Wisła have shown they're very content to run this clock down. They're fine with it. They don't have too many issues. And that smoke's actually thrown to allow the peek in towards CT. But they're not going to capitalize on it, so that's kind of a wasted smoke. Hoping for a little bit of a response, perhaps, but they're not going to get it just yet. Are there any Molotovs on site? No. There's a single flashbang here. Poison has the remaining molly, and he's actually dumped it, so that's no longer available. They're not going to be able to slow down this hit. Rush has been up to the task before. He's going to be it again. 2 kills for Rush. JKS chimed in, and Rush locks it down. You're not getting past this man. Not today. He is a turret on the site, and you cannot push him off. Nice couple of rounds for Rush. 2 3Ks back-to-back. Complexity up to the 6 and 3 line.
Yeah, trying to catch up with Poison, because Poison had, like, I think he had the 2 3Ks in a row as well, the one on B and then the gun round over on A then afterwards. So yeah, Rush needs to try and catch up in the frags. That's what he's doing right now. Poison was too far ahead. They can't let that stand. But Wisła, unfortunately, have been broke down onto the eco now. Despite a decent start again in that previous round when they got that initial kill on BlameF, they were not able to keep the advantage going. And now in this round, they don't even have any upgraded pistols. It's just Glocks across the board. I think they're about to be pushed down banana. Does BlameF actually want to go through that? No, I thought there was a flash being thrown in for a moment. They line up though, and there's the bomb.
Ooh.
Nice little triple kill from BlameF. This aggression is now paying off as he's up against the eco, so you'd expect him to have a bit more. Well, you want him to, because if he's going to be playing this aggressive throughout the game, then he needs that confidence, because it's going to be tough otherwise. But yeah, nice little 4K. The ace was stolen.
Oh. It was. I don't think he came off this angle. He held this angle the entire time. He even checks to the right, then goes back to that angle. If he had just held mouse 1 on that angle and not moved, I think he would have gotten the ace in that round if JKS hadn't stolen the gun or stolen the last. So there you go. That's a way to get an anti-eco.
Would have been the perfect weapon for that corner.
Mm-hmm.
We do have
Tactical timeout coming in from Wisła. They need this. They need this. It's starting to get away from them. After a very scrappy start to the map, Complexity is starting to show the difference between their forms. And it's starting to catch them off guard. Look, they've been able to punish BlameF's aggression more often than not. The problem is, even when they've done that, it hasn't much mattered because behind him, you've got Poison and then you've got Rush just locking things down. And the rest of the team's all right, too. Config in the pit, JKS locking down B. This is a tough defense to get through. So what's Wisła's answer? They've got the AWP now. It's Glass Cannon. They've got a fair bit of utility. Where are they going to go to duel early on? Utility salvo on banana. That's closed for business. They're going to try and get through these smokes, but there's so many nades being dumped. They can't even think about it. And meanwhile, there's a player on the half wall. Who is that? Is it JKS on top? No, who's on his head?
Obviously, BlameF.
BlameF.
He's being the one going for all the peaks. We should just presume at this point we should. Oh, he's waiting for the opportunity to come his way. As you said, he's patient enough to hold one angle, but he also, well, realizes when he probably shouldn't stick around anymore, and that's when that flash comes over, and when Wisła potentially start actually advancing up banana. They wasted a few... Oh, that was nasty. I was going to say they wasted at the very least a few seconds and run down that time a little bit before giving away that control, but that was a meefy... Yeah, okay, I was going to mix them together two words there. Don't ask me, Mike.
A Neefy Babe?
It was a beefy nade. It makes things a lot easier now as the actual push comes in where everyone will be slightly weakened up. And well, yeah, JKS and Rush having a good time so far. JKS only able to get the one, unfortunately. BlameF had been tucked away in the back the entire time. And the situation initially looking fantastic for Complexity just begins to crumble. It's a 3-on-2. The health, of course, still not great for Wisła. But Config and Poison, I mean, they have the up even for the retake. If they don't get a quick kill, then this is going to be incredibly difficult.
Yeah, the problem is that Poison does have to clear out top banana as well. He has to be wary of the sandbags. It's going to be Goofy who's the primary threat, but Config's already gotten a kill. That distracts focus. That brings down one. Oh, Poison spotted. Poison knows the player is there. Now he's going to be able to confirm the kill. Goofy can't back off. They know where Sparrow is as well. It's the AWP, though. It's a bit of an awkward angle, but Poison will hit the shot. No problem. Defuse on. 8th round confirmed just in the nick of time as well. Maybe a second to spare, if that, for Poison. That is going to be Complexity taking another round. 15-3. 15-3. Dean, what? That's not fair. It's not fair.
It's really not, honestly. It makes sense. His name's Poison. He is currently the one that is doing all of the damage to Wisła with these 15 frags that he's been getting. He's just been insane. It doesn't matter whether he's coming in for a retake, whether he's directly holding the bomb site. Poison, you can count on him to deliver at least a couple of frags, and that's just an amazing asset to have on a team. We are seeing again another buy for Wisła, but look at the lack of nades here. We've barely begun the round, Micah. They've got 2 smokes and 1 flash remaining. That's not where you want to be with this buy. They do even have a Galil on Yedgar, and he's been one of their stronger fraggers as well. You don't really want to be seeing him stuck on a weaker weapon. And again, the nades. Every time Wisła try and go forward, they're chipped away at very slowly before they can actually find any contact. And by the time Sparrow goes through mid, yeah, the op was posted up, and well, he's gone now. They know there's a bit of action going on around these brackets, so they've even rotated over BlameF.
Man, I just want to see utility damage numbers for Complexity because it feels like every time Wisła take a position, there's an HE in there. I don't know how they've done it, but Complexity have figured out a way to buy more than 5 days. Oh, there's a player on top. Poison's going to bring out the second gun. He drops the up. He gets 2. Thought he had the 3rd through the smoke. No, that was Config.
He nearly did.
But still, what was that from Poison? Oh, you caught me off guard with my pistol out? I'll just change guns. I'll just pick up this AK and kill everybody. Don't worry about it. 400 damage.
He brought him down to
Could've sworn
12.
he had the last.
He brought him down to 12. Punchek had been on 100 health. He dropped him to 12, and then the finish came in from Config. Poison, chill. 18-3 right now. Oh, I don't think he's going to let up on the gas either. He's the one that took down mid. Blame FUG also. I wouldn't say it's been going quite as well. It actually has some pretty good early success there until Rush unfortunately burns him alive. They were expecting that banana push to come in, so they were hoping the Molotov would stop those pistols as they got up closer, whatever was in play. But yeah, actually, as you mentioned, the health is pretty abysmal right now. I'm not even sure how those mid players got tagged up so heavily, but if it's something that Wisła are aware of, they could definitely exploit the situation and maybe even at least come out with a bomb plant. I think that'd be kind of the minimum goal right now that they're looking for. A round, though, would be amazing. They are down 3-9, complexity about to hit double digits. We'll see what they can do with it. And Og, I'd like to see that given the punch check. Oh, they've heard both of them now on banana. They can push those A players forward and just pretty much have them stuck in banana at this point. So I don't know what Wisła can do.
Yeah, the issue is because of the angle that Poison holds, now they're going to rotate Config over, so even though the players are low, there's just so many angles to clear. Jedker gets the first, though. That's important. Clear this clean. Now they revealed the second. Jedker hitting the shots. Got one more, and he doesn't have a smoke for the cross. This is certainly no way to escape. Config secures it. 3 kills in the round. Double digits for complexity. Look, the first few look scrappy, but at this point, the Juggernaut is pulling away. And as their moniker suggests, once they get going, they are very hard to stop. Whew. The thing is, if you just took everyone's scoreline and subtracted Poison, you'd think, okay, yeah, this team's doing well. They've all got very reasonable scorelines right now. And then Poison's just 18-3. It's absurd.
Yeah, he's already had multiple 3Ks, I'm pretty sure. He's just been insane throughout this game so far. He has actually swapped things up a little bit. Wanted the banana peak. We've been mostly seeing that off actually positioned around mid. Didn't hit the shot though, and having taken a small bit of damage himself, doesn't want to stick around too aggressively anymore. Unfortunately, hasn't really been able to persuade Wisła from pushing in and taking that banana control now once they've actually backed off themselves. So yeah, early on, Wisła with some good positioning. They do have pretty much all of banana as soon as that molly goes away, unless we see some counter aggression. The thing is, though, they have everyone here, so they have no control elsewhere on the map, but they're grand with that now because Poison is trying to push back in. He's been immediately punished, and now JKS is going to have to go huge from the back of the bomb site. Oh, they are a little bit separated on that initial push. It was a great flash, though, that took him off the angle, but he moves back in. He has the assistance from Blame F, flashes over as well, and he waits for the second one. JKS is doing it all on his own. It's 4 to his name and the USP that he looks to try and finish off the ace with it. But no, it doesn't matter. He done that all on his own either way. Even if he doesn't get the finish for the ace, that was still all JKS's round.
4 kills and an assist for the Aussie boy. 28 damage rather away from the ace. One more USP shot. That's an incredible play from the back end of the box. They just can't deal with him. The flashes are good. The flashes help. They're perfectly timed from his teammates, but he's still got to deal the damage, team. And deal the damage he does. One more round and a half. 11 on the board for complexity and a limited buy for Wisła as they appear to just be running out of steam. Nades are going to come over. Reminder, this is Wisla's map pick as well. It doesn't get any easier from here on out. Edgar's taken quite a bit of damage, and now the hit's going to be coming through. Well, not quite just yet. They've got 1:25 on the clock. There is plenty of time to work with, but where is there an inroad? What do you do to find a solution? Whichever way you turn, there is a titan of a player on the other side ready to receive you. And it does seem like they're going to attempt a little bit of a play towards A. They've got control in the apartment. There's no one to hold this. They could get out and towards the pit without too much difficulty. Player under on Config up on the flower pot, so we'll collect the first. It's Goofy who tried to take the fight with him. Now the drop down. So first kill claimed, and that'll send them hurtling back towards Banana. Towards a site that has given them no gifts of late. 2 players on said site. Smoke down to cover, hold them back for a moment. We might see the 3rd player float. No, Poison's not going to come back around just yet. He'll hold. Which means that responsibility once again is on the shoulders of Blame F and JKS to hold them at bay.
Yeah, I feel like they're getting a little bit used now to having to hold off this B-bomb site, especially whenever Complexity has the early advantage. This has been the fallback strategy for Wisła, and Well, it's not really any better for them than the initial plan. Good trade, actually. Never mind. Ponchek manages to come through with a second on Blame F. That's going to give them the bomb planned. Poison can't really afford to take the fight at the moment. He's just going to wait for his teammates to come over and ensure that they work with this advantage on the retake. That makes sense. You don't want to give anything away, but no, he's being caught by Hades. And there's the tree push. Ponchek catches another. Never mind, it was Hades who got the finish, but either way, it has come down now into a one-on-one, but it can't be done. Hades wanted to actually take that aggressive fight. He doesn't get back into a position where he can try and play the bomb. And yeah, Config even gives us the teabag. I mean, 12-3, it was a very one-sided half there from Complexity, but I don't know. Are we going to be able to see anything from Wisła now on the second half, Mike? That's the question, but we've got to wait, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to send it over to a break, so stick with us. As soon as we return, we're going to find out if Wisła can give us anything at all.
These wings carry me. Live this fantasy. Running through the fire, gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah, gonna let it burn. I'm running through the fire, gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah, and I live this fantasy. Running through the fire, gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah, gonna let it burn. Running through the fire, gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah, gonna let it burn. In the dark, stone cold, sinking deeper. We are here. We keep holding on, dusk till dawn, when the water rises, when the world burns down, we will stand together. We fight forever. We fight forever. We fight forever.
And we're back in with the second half here between Complexity and Wisła all in. On Wisla's map pick of Inferno, they are getting battered and beaten. The first few rounds look competitive, but Complexity pulled away decisively, and the odds are only getting worse for the Polish squad. Now going to have the hit come through. We've got utility available for Complexity. They're going to dump it early, and it seems like they want momentum on this play. Chasing down the two holders towards A. They can actually get full control of the arch as well, so it's going to be tough for Jedker to get back around, but that smoke leaves a gap, and Jedker is fighting it. Taking one, they're trying to chase him down by the pillar. He'll continue to do damage, but he is the only one. Never mind, Spiro now has chimed in, and the numbers are looking dire for Complexity. They pulled the players off of sight, though, and Rush, with a tap of his P250, will secure a plant. This is the plan all along. It seems the bomb has swung back around towards B, and now they've got a 2-on-2 in the post.
Yeah, both actually rocking P250s. Rush wants to take that aggressive peek, which is risky without Kevlar. Yeah, Goofy ends up hitting him with the aim punch, and Now it's all on to Poison. He's been playing amazing so far, but this 1-on-2, it is apparently a bit too much to ask of him as Goofy swings in for the trade. It's a close pistol round, but all that really matters is that Wisła are able to take that victory for themselves. But Mike, we've seen them pick up the first pistol round as well and then fall to the force buy, of course. That's obviously something that they can't afford this time. We had a few games yesterday where teams were taking both of the pistol rounds and losing the map. In the first game, it was Team 1, I think, who managed to do it. They took both pistols and lost against Gamba. And then, if I remember correctly, Gamba ended up doing it on their first map versus Mouse Sports.
Yes. Yes, we've seen a lot of pistols. Doesn't necessarily translate to success. Still, it's a good start. It is a start. They just need to be
That's
able
why
to
it's more
continue
shocking
through.
when
We're not going to
doesn't
see...
translate.
True. We're not going to see Complexity invest into this one. They're going to go ahead and take the relatively limited buy. Just getting some deagles. Naked deagles out of sight. They're feeling good. They're feeling themselves. Why worry about the force buy if you can just wait for guns to come out and you only need 4 rounds to be won? Goofy finds config through the smoke, spends a little bit too much time deagle spamming, and eventually Goofy can make the lineup happen. That's the first player found. As one of the threats out of this server. For Complexity, it's about as much about doing damage and ideally finding a bomb plant as it is about winning a round. That'd be nice, but that's your later concern. Jetker close up should be good here. He's going to take the first. He's looking for more, but he faces in against the deagles, and that will be his doom. The damage done, but Goofy cannot stick around as the lone B-site defender. If he goes down, that is a bomb plant confirmed, so he has to wait for Hades to get into the angle. And so Complexity, for the time being, they found a bit of space. Not much. Just a wee little bit here.
It's going to be Sparrow and Ponjek pretty quickly, though, who are tested under Balcony, or under Quad, rather. And have used up. No, not quite. It's actually Sparrow who's just backed a little bit away. Decent trade from Blame After, but I don't know what else he's really going to be able to do now in the 1-on-3. With pretty little time, having only 30 seconds left on the clock, and, well, with 39 health as well. It looks like he wants to move around towards the apartments. Sparrow's low, so if he was able to get himself that kill, I'm confused. What happened there? We're good. Oh, he got wrecked. Okay, I think the simulation was breaking because he got deeked so hard right there. Is that what was happening, Mike?
I think so. I think that's basically how
It's a
this
glitch
works.
in the Matrix.
Just a little casual glitch in the Matrix.
I was confused for a second. I was like, a voice. Is this somehow being like a super long replay, and now we're getting back to the action? I was like, do you know the other way? We're all good though. Little things like that happen.
We're gonna get
Well,
back on track though. Here comes the rifles. Here comes the rifles. This is where things get very interesting indeed. Let's see if Wisła can hang on to it. Not sure. So much utility coming down here on towards Banana, but for now, not much damage. Not much damage at all.
Yeah, he got away really well from that. The molly landed right on him, and the couple of nades directly behind him. So I'm sure. No, it'll be one lucky. Never mind. Another nade comes in and absolutely wrecks him. Down to 41. But they still end up playing they can at least force Wisła rather to fall back off and to play things a little bit more passively. So at least for that damage that BlameF has taken, they have got banana control.
Have to take on towards B. 3 players in the site. They are well set up for this. Hades is going to take first contact. Here comes the peek. They're not ready for it. He's going to get 2. He's lost his teammate. Though. That's a 2-for-2 trade. That's an exchange they're happy to take. They'll continue to make that exchange rate. Bomb going down. The health's not there for BlameF and JKS, but they have the bomb to play off of. And BlameF has a forward position here. These are going to have to dig him out. And as we know, BlameF has never won to sit passive for long. He wants to play. He's ready for it. They're going to clear, but they don't check deep enough. Sparrow's down. A volley to cover it, and that's going to trigger the second trade. But Ponjek, he's burning. He's down to 28. He's trying to spam. Desperation coming through, and time running out. Ponjek without a kit. Might just have to bail on this one. He is running out of time, and JKS just has to play patient. His molly would be enough to end it, especially as Ponjek dumps the one smoke he's found. But he's actually just going to get shot from behind, and JKS is content to wait this, not even going for the fight till he knows he's confirmed the round. Ponjek will get the kill, but it doesn't matter. He is going to explode with the bomb, and down they go. Complexity on the board with 13.
Yeah, and with the damage that had been done before, you see immediately the economy for Wisła is ruined. They are all sitting with 1,000 even, I believe. A nice attempt there by Hades and Goofy on the B-hold coming out with the 3 kills. Unfortunately, not enough in the end. They weren't able to pull off the retake. But yeah, I mean, a force buy has to come in. As I mentioned, they were sitting below 2,000 on pretty much everyone, so they were looking at that double eco. So the buy comes in, they get a scout, they get some pistols behind it. If this doesn't work, then you're on an eco, probably just playing for an overtime, or else just trying to force through and hope that one of those forces works out. So it's a very tough spot right now for Wisła to be in. They do not have much to work with to try and get their feet on the ground here on Inferno. Obviously, this is only the first map of the series, but it is their choice. So with Mirage coming up next being the home turf of Complexity in this case, it's a little bit scary to see that Wisła really haven't been too present on the server so far.
No, I mean, they're running out of room, they're running out of rope. There's only so much to work with. Flame F will destroy Goofy here. Rosh has been not quite low, but he's just on the SMG, so it's not too big of a go back into our mid. 80s has a decent position. He's going to get one. No more, but it continues to tag up these players. We now got Blame F, JKS, and Rosh all vulnerable. Whether it's to the Deegs or the Scouts, it's here come the hits. Good play from Ponchek, down to a 2v2. This is viable for Wisła. The chances are slim, and the bomb's going to go down, which will make life even easier for Blame F and JKS here on the site. Blame F, strong position in towards Graveyard. They're both coming from Moto. It should be a good crossfire for it. JKS just needs to take one, actually just distracts, and then can finish it off himself. Complexity win round 14. Nice play from Blame F and JKS to realize the situation, to play off of it, and to completely control the situation.
And as I mentioned, now it's a tough choice. The eco, go for one gun round, hope to get the guns out and maybe get going a little bit, because maybe even if you don't actually get the comeback itself, if you can get a few gun rounds in a row, warm up a little bit, and maybe just get some confidence then before they move on towards Mirage. And that's clearly what they've decided to go for. But there also would have been the option of just forcing again. Honestly, I wouldn't have blamed them when you're sitting at such a scoreline like this. Sometimes you just need to give it a go. But yeah, the only investment we actually see, sorry, no, lie, Ponchek has a deagle, but the real investment, the main weapon that we see coming out is the Zeus, but no, Sparrow, he gets 0 with it. Remove the S and the P.
I hope Blame F puts that Zeus to use. You gotta have.
Well, he's gonna creep in, so I don't think it's gonna be too great of an entry weapon for now. Unfortunately.
Everyone's here though. It is a stack for Wisła. They've got 3 players in, the 4th close at hand. Let's see if they can do anything with it. No, they cannot. Just as the stack starts to come into being, it is dismantled, destroyed. The ashes scattered to the winds, the atoms scattered to the far ends of the universe, and Complexity have map point, Dean. Here on their opponent's map pick, they have barely broken a sweat. Since they got going, there's been no slowing them down, and they look to close this out with 10 potential map points in a row.
Yeah, and as I said, with Mirage coming up next, I don't know how much better that'll be going for Wisła. Let's see if they can get a bit going. That's what I need right now. That's what we all need to see from them right now, and I'm sure that's what they themselves want to show that they are capable of putting up that fight against Complexity. Because it's got to be insane, to be fair. The level of firepower that Complexity have across the board. Nice entry there by Blame as well. Did get traded back, and well, Complexity hadn't actually bothered with sending a second player up banana with him yet, so he unfortunately won't have anyone there to return fire. But I mean, a 1-for-1 trade even then is still pretty good, especially when they've taken banana control alongside it with 1 minute and 15 remaining. And with, again, limited nades this time over on the CT side. What, they've got 3 smokes and a few flashes alongside that. No mollies to be delaying those pushes and such.
No kit for a retake. It's very dire for Wisła. Despite rough. The initial exchange of damage, this is not where you want to be as a team, and they're going to come in towards an A hit. So it's all going to be on Ponchek and Sparrow. They've got to hold strong. Ponchek in towards the Graveyard, Sparrow in the mini pit. They're okay positions, but this hail of smoke and fire is going to make their lives very difficult. Ponchek, he gets 2. Needed to do this. He's lost his teammate, but now he's just got to stay alive and allow the rotate to come in, and he can do nothing of the sort. Poison puts him down, and we have seen Complexity clean up so many 2v2 rotates like this. Fast in is Hades. Desperation is there, but he's punished for it by Rush. At this point, the molly down, the bullets in. Poison will secure the win. 16-5 is the scoreline, and Complexity dominantly take their opponent's map pick away.